Packard Music Hall in Warren, Ohio for Don King's return to greatness. And in the co-main event, after 12 rounds of boxing, Trevor Bryan defeats Jonathan Guidry by split decision to retain the WBA Heavyweight Title. And in the co-main event, Ilunga Makabu defeats Thabiso Mchunu by split decision to retain his WBC Cruiserweight Title. And now, let's go to post.
We're here at the Warren Packard Music Hall, Packard Music Hall, and we had one great night of boxing, beyond my expectations. And I was prognosticating and speculating that it was going to be a sensational blockbuster. It fulfilled the prophecy and some. So I'm very happy and delighted that we could bring this type of match to you, and to be able to thank all the people that helped to make it possible. You know what I mean? It's too many to name, but they're there. And I want to thank the governor, Divine, for having us, hosting us in this great state, and the Resort Hotel for housing us. And the fighters were just superb. Every match outdid itself. And it was just a great, great evening of boxing. And it had me sitting on the edge of my chair. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. You know, and that's what they say, when is the next one? That is what to give the people what they want. And when you fight, I think about the OJs, as I always say. The OJs has 3 national anthems for black and white alike. They smile in your face, but all the time they want to take your place, a backstab. And they say money, 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 money. They take advantage of your women's style, their body, money, money. That's money. Money is a temptation. Yield not to temptation. Because if you yield to temptation, that's sin. You know what I mean? And so that would come up. And then they say, give the people what they want. And that's what we did tonight. We gave the people what they wanted. A moment of respite from a COVID-19 pandemic. And for that moment, and now we have to go back to it, but we're going to be prepared for it. Not be able to go being politicized, you know, told what to do, when to do, and how to do. And then the ones who tell you to do it, do something different. You know what I mean? But we have to be able to do because it's the right thing to do. It's better to have your shot and wear your mask and not need it than to need it and not have it. You know what I mean? And many of them told me that, some that was leaving, and some still stayed here. So, but the idea is, you know, convince a man against his will, you'll be of the same opinion still. So you got to be able to persuade people and induce them, inspire them to do what's right for themselves. And these fighters, yesterday's nobodies, or tomorrow's somebody's. And I think all did a magnificent job. And so we want the press to get an opportunity to carry to their constituencies around the world and all their communities that they've seen 6 great fights tonight, all of the title fights. And one who came in overweight, he prevented the one who didn't come in overweight from getting the title. He wins the fight. He can't get the title, but at least he got it blank, you know, so the title is absent of a champion, so he got an opportunity now to go back and lose that weight. You know, he ate a little bit too much. You know what I mean? And so he lost it on the scale. You know what I mean? So these are the things that are happening now, and I'm just so happy to be at the music hall to be able to address you. I feel honored, and I feel honored being sitting with these fighters who walked that 3 steps and demonstrated manhood. M-A-N-H-O-H-H-O-O-D. You know what I mean? Because everybody can talk that talk, but they don't walk that walk. And not one of these fighters came in there to lay down or to roll over and play dead. They all came in to win. And that's what makes a great evening of boxing and their tomorrow's future of greatness. And so coming home and being with the people, being the promoter of the people, by the people, and for the people, that is what my magic is. It lies with my people ties. So if anybody have any questions, we got to think. All of the people that my staff and the ones that were here, everybody worked together. We call it teamwork. And there's no I in team. It's a T-E-A-M, it's on the B-E-A-M. And when you have it that way, you can work together and not being competitive, but cooperative. You know what I mean? And so we want to be able to say thank you, thank you, thank you to the people who came, but they certainly did get an eyeful and get their money's worth, whatever it was. And when you go to see something exciting, it's been extolled virtuously, it's been put out with propaganda and speculation and sensation. Well, we did that. This show did it itself. it spoke loud and clear for itself. The show spoke for itself to the world, not just for here in the state of Ohio or at the music hall here at the Packard Music Hall, all over the world. You know what I mean? So all of these countries that witnessed this fight tonight, they got to go away with a sense of awe because they seen some great boxing here tonight, but it showed heart, determination. You know what I mean? This is what say, never say die attitude. Coming back, you knock me down, get back up, and dust myself off, and get back into the game again. So here we are. So any questions anybody want?
You want Trevor to say a couple comments about his big victory tonight? Go ahead, Trevor.
There you go, Trevor. Trevor had to fight. That's what I like about Trevor. He didn't give in, he didn't give up, he didn't quit. He kept staying there till he was there. That's what the dream. But I must say that Trevor is Trevor, and he got to go out there and work to fulfill that dream. And believe me, he gonna do that. Because the one thing about him, he's intelligent, he's inspiring, he's motivating, and he talks to kids, he goes back into the community, and he knows what he has to do. So here it is, the heavyweight champion of the world, the dream, Trevor Bryan.
Thank you, DK. Thank you, everybody that came out to watch this fight at the Packard Center in Ohio. I really appreciate you guys. Shout out to my team, my head coach, Stacey McKinley, team coordinator, Masai Edie, my cut man, Perez, my strength and conditioning coach, Ramon and Jeff Williams. I just want to say that this was a great fight. So shout out to Jonathan Guidry and his team as well. He definitely came out here to fight. He wasn't letting up whatsoever. But still, I am the champion, and still, I'm going to keep on continuing my legacy. Tonight was a great fight tonight. Like I said, we was going to bring the heat out here to Ohio, and we definitely did that between me and this fighter. We fought hard, 12 rounds, and like I said, shout out to his team again. But this story for me continues to go on. Like I said, there's a lot of different names out there for me on the table, and I'm going to have to go to the drawing board myself and recreate myself as well, because there's much more you guys can see from Trevor Bryan and the Dream Team. And I just want to say that to you guys. I love my fans, and I love everybody that came out here. I appreciate it. I'm going to give the mic over to Stacey McKinley, my head coach.
Well, you know, we was we was victorious tonight. It was a very tough fight, and Gentry gave a hell of a fight. And style makes fights. And I was telling Trevor earlier, this kid is about a 5'11", so he's gonna try to get underneath you. He's a smaller guy, but he's quick. So you got to take all his speed and everything in consideration, because most of the guys big, like Trevor, they don't have the speed that this kid has. And the kid was very determined to win. I mean, he's very hungry. And he took some hell of a shots. And like I was telling Trevor during the fight, I think it's 7 or 8 rounds. This fight is close. We got to pull this fight out the last 3 rounds. I said, because the fight is close. And I can see where this kid was gaining momentum, and then Trevor would take it away from him. But I have to say, he took some hell of a shots, some hell of a body shots. And he stayed right there, right to the end. So we got to go back to the drawing board and train a little bit harder and get ready, because now we're going off in some deep water, and we got to be ready for that. It's not going to be easy. Thank you.
You're going to see a different Trevor Bryan next fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say something here for this young man that he's about to be introduced. Is Jonathan. I call him Jonathan, the Louisiana sensation. And he lived up to every bit of that, you know, that sensationalism tonight. This man here, just like Stacey was saying, he was smaller, but he, not only that, he was determined. He came back. His vibrancy, you know, his ability to never say die attitude, he demonstrated that and illustrated it so everyone can see and bear witness to when you're fighting a guy who is the champion, and the dreamer is a champion. You know, he took it out last year, a year from tonight, last year he beat Bermain, knocked him out in the 11th round. And so he comes on in the last set of rounds, and he got this one in the 12th round or whatever it was that was there. But this young man here made him fight. And that's what you really want when you go out there to get somebody, because it gives you determination. It shows the inspiration, the motivation to say, yes, I can, when everyone says, no, you can't. So a special thanks and congratulations goes to this Louisiana sensation. And I'm looking forward to being able to promote him again in some of the elimination matches to give him an opportunity to again fight for the title. But we've got a lot of heavyweight champions out there, so we're gonna start visiting other ones, so we have more than just one here on this side of the aisle. But now let me give you, without further ado, the men who helped make this show a fantastic show. Jonathan, sensation, Louisiana sensation.
Thank you everybody for this opportunity, and it was a great fight. You know, just wish I had a little bit more time to train, but like I said, I got real hard. We came out there fighting. The guys real big. Just want to thank y'all. You know, like I said, I really ain't got much to say. I'm ready for the next one. I would like I know they ain't probably get a rematch right away, but if they can get me on, build me back up on a couple fights, I think I had what it takes to get back better shape, you know, doing boxing for a little while. So I think once I was close in the round, I should have worked more in the inside when I was close, but I was trying to preserve myself a little too much. So
Same thing with me too.
I think we can do it again. We can do it again. We can do it
Seven
again.
rounds should have jumped on you, but
Well, you should have, but you got caught. You got hit with a jab. He was hit with a jab. So. All right, so we can do it again.
my jab work is right there.
Yeah, you was hurt too. So we can do it again, anytime. I took this fight in 4 weeks. So we can do it.
I agree.
I did good with the champ. I feel like I did really good for my first 12-round fight. I've only been in 8 rounds, 12-round fight.
Yeah, because you probably
we trained 4 weeks.
Same like
You couldn't, and if you look at the fucking time,
I should have
what
stepped
it
on
was
that round
after the
in the
bell,
7th round.
it was after the fucking bell when I dropped after the bell. Look at the tape, look at the fight, look at the time.
I hit you after the bell.
After the bell, the bell went over. Look at the clock. Look at the clock. Last round, watch it. Just watch the fight. The last round when I fell was after the time.
It's still fighting, you see what I mean?
So.
This is great, unbelievable. Alrighty.
Like I said, I was the underdog the whole fight, so it is what it is. I would love to do it again, and like I said, he's a champion. And I mean, like I said, we could do it again, or if he's going to fight someone else, I'll build my way up, and we can meet up again. I'm ready to, like I said, straight off a boat, and we was all up in the ring tonight, so it is what it is.
Okay, Carlos, go ahead with your question.
Thanks everyone for your time. First of all, Trevor, you mentioned earlier you were talking about you need to maybe reinvent yourself and go back to the drawing board. What were some of the things that you kind of thought that maybe you need to work on a little bit more, especially given it's been a year since you last fought? Did that sort of play a little bit of role in how you fought today, sort of that ring rust?
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, reinvent myself. Me and my coach, strength and conditioning coach, we're gonna get right back into the gym. We're not gonna, now that I got the title, I made my first defense, I want to get back in the ring by at least 3-4 months. And like I said, reinvent myself. There's much more things I can work on. I got a lot of stuff I can show. There's a lot of stuff I did show during this fight, but I just want to improve on that because, like you said, we're going overseas next, and we're going to go in deep water on that side. Can't have no close fights like that. So that's why I have to reinvent my own style. Keep doing what Trevor Bryan does best. And like I said, just keep on improving. And definitely, I know everybody's saying, cut my weight down a little more. I definitely got to cut my weight down, come down to 255, 250, and that's what we're going to do.
You just mentioned maybe wanting to going overseas. Do you have this particular name in mind? Is there plans already sort of in place?
Well, you know the top 3 guys I mentioned already. Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and my mandatory position, well, you said that's the guys that I'm mentioning. If anybody else comes along, we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work towards that. But that's the 3 guys that I'm after.
Trevor Bryan, Crash out with the Spit Bucket podcast. With you being champion, the world champion, why do you have to wait for these other champions? You being the champion, you should get these opportunities now.
Exactly, and like I said, these heavyweights talk a lot. But when it's time for the contracts to come and names to be printed and signed on these papers, it's not coming as fast as you think. Don't listen to all that internet talk and jabber. Because anytime when DK called me and said, yo, I got this on the table, I'm right there. Where the pen at? Let me sign. Because I want to prove myself. like I said, I'm starting my legacy
Let
here.
me answer that. That's a good question. And the reason that he couldn't fight was because the WBA rules wouldn't allow him to fight. It isn't that Trevor didn't want to fight. He wanted to fight every month. But we couldn't get him no match because you had a guy named Shar who was there as a champion in recess, and he kept confusing everybody, thinking that he's going to do this, that, but the what they call the Homeland Security wouldn't allow him to come into the country. And so they made up a lot of lies about me, and I prevented him, and I didn't go to the Homeland to get a visa. I went to the Homeland to get a visa, but you know, naturally they're going to propagate anything they can against me, and that's why I continue to win and be successful. And I started my first fight, it was Muhammad Ali. You know, so they had no him down. You know, I started at the top and never left. But the idea is, that's one thing that Trevor has been handicapped. When he was interim champion, he couldn't fight because if he fought, he would lose his interim championship according to the rules, without them sanctioning the fight, and they would not sanction. All right, so then he got to be champion last year on the 29th of January. Yeah, on last year, in 2021. And what happened then is they didn't give us the sanction approval to the date of fight. So we couldn't even promote it, you know what I mean, because of the same thing. So this time, they come in with the chairman, Gary Shaw, and they informed everybody, along with Julio Tim and the championship committee, they at least gave us the opportunity two weeks beforehand, 16 or 17 days beforehand, better than it was last year. And all of the other promoters try to do everything they can, including bribing fighters not to fight, you know what I mean, and trying to bribe fighters not to fight. So it ain't Trevor that didn't fight, and so he should be completely absolved of that. But it was the rules and regulations. But now he's beyond that. He's now the champion. He'll be in the ring. And in the next 2-3 months, he'll be back again. So, and they're going to continue to go. That would help him to be better with his tools because he was prevented from being able to utilize them. And he went up against a guy named Guidry, he's from the shrimp boat to the top boat. You know what I mean? So you got to understand what time it is. So, but I would like to see those people get opportunities and let the best man win. So Trevor had nothing to do with that. So any other questions?
Yeah, Mr. King, I want to follow up with that. So we see all these champions, they have a plan right now. We see Fury from the fight, White, Anthony Joshua and Usyk. It's happening. I see a fight out there, you know, for Trevor that could instantly, leave no doubt. Would you entertain a fight with him and Deontay Wilder if Deontay Wilder wanted to come back and fight again?
Well, if Deontay Wilder is one of the great fighters of our day and a great speaker too. So, but what Trevor's mentioned the name Usyk, he's in position for a mandatory according to the rules of the WBA. He's in position for a mandatory against Usyk. Usyk won 3 or 4 titles. You know what I mean? So it's a thing there and how it goes with the rules. But anybody that can break in a voluntary defense, that means anybody who wants to choose they want to fight. But if you know, with the money that's floating around and they're offering exorbitant amounts of money, just to step aside. I think Deontay got had a return match clause of some sort, and now they're trying to get a step aside for 15 million pounds, and that's like almost 20 million bucks not to fight. You know what I mean? So they can have the fight with Tyson Fury and Usyk. And so you have all these things there in the rules and regulations, but now with the shackles and the fetters off of Trevor, he goes to prove himself, and I'm going to give him every opportunity to do that. Any other questions?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, first question for Junior. How does it feel to retain your championship in a legendary match that you had tonight, where it goes the whole entire way, and you get to prove that you had the stamina and the strength and what it took to defend that championship?
Well, it might you have Junior, but Junior's got a fight that's going to be another mega fight if he comes through, and that's Saul Canelo, the great Mexican that's won multiple titles. You know, and if he beat, they keep their word to say that Eddie Reynoso had asked for the WBC to give him a mandatory choice, and he chose Makabu. All right, so this is something that he has, but he can speak for himself because he's very articulate. You know, when we holler Ali there, and he's from Zaire. You know what I mean? Ali Boumaye, now Junior Boumaye. You know what I mean? So here it is. Junior Boumaye! And the WBC Cruiserweight Champion of the world.
Thank you. So Canelo was rumored to have showed up to watch your fight tonight. Why do you think he did not show?
Thank you very much for everyone who come to see and watch the fight. I'm sorry, my English is different. I'm a French guy. I don't know. I think Don King is the one who announced that then Canelo should be on the fight and watch me. And at least he also the president of WBC is supposed to be here, but my manager told me there was something happened and that's why they didn't come. And
I do have a follow-up question. If you do get the chance to get in a ring with Canelo, what's it going to take to beat him?
you know, Canelo is a superstar, and I'm also a superstar, and Canelo looked to call for the fight. And like I was saying last time in the press conference, that he was making a mistake to come up in the cruiserweight because it's very dangerous. And if he come out, he decide, I'm going to knock him out.
Thank you.
Did you hear what he said?
No, we can't.
He said he's going to knock him out.
Yeah,
A knockout. That's what he said.
Hey, Makabu,
For sure.
do you feel disrespected, you know, Canelo being a 168-pound fighter, called out you, the WBC Cruiserweight champ? Do you feel disrespected by his action?
Like I said, it's a big mistake he's making. For me, it's like he want to play and make joke with the boxing. Boxing is a dangerous game. If he come up in cruiserweight, he's gonna get knocked out badly. That's what I can tell you. Because I can box, I can knock out. Canelo is, if he think he's a hard puncher, he's making a big mistake.
Questions? Yep.
One for Trevor Bryan. You said you would like to fight any of the three, Tyson, Usyk, or Joshua. Which one is the most interesting to you for your style of fighting and just in general?
You said, I want all the belts. I need to bring the belts back to America. Plain and simple. Heavyweight, American heavyweight's been ruling for a long time, and now that he has it, I want him back. Plain and simple. He has my super belt. He has the WBO, the IBF, and that was it. And the super WBA. I want him back. I want him back over here to the States. Plain and simple. Period.
Last question.
I've got a question from Mr. Don King. The crowd was shouting Makabu Boumaye, which is what they were shouting in Zaire back in 1974 for Ali Boumaye. Can you see yourself going to Kinshasa for a major fight with Makabu as a champion that really deserves a big platform?
Absolutely, absolutely. In Zaire, we're at the Rumble in the Jungle. And this has become immortalized with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. And it was in Kinshasa, Zaire, where Makabu emanates from. And so therefore, it's back going home again. You know what I mean? That's what it was. It was like a homecoming to be down there with Mobutu Sese Seko. You know what I mean? And to be able to see the pyramids, you know what I mean? The pygmies. The pygmies did their little dance and things out there. And so many sites that are like historical sites, you know, waterfalls and things is down in Zaire in Africa. It was just a fabulous situation, so it became home. So most certainly we could do great events with Makabu back down in Zaire. And if the opportunity presents itself, that's where we'll go. Because that's what we do. We take on everybody. The one thing a champion has to know with me, he's got to be the champion that he say he is. He's got to fight. Because I'm going to bring the gladiators that's there that would be meaningful to him, and he continues to win and get bigger purses. And now since they calling me from Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, they want to be able to set up great fights and things, well, we'll do that. You know what I mean? So it's going to just be a wonderful thing. But this card here, it was a spectacular card from the bottom to the top with 6 title fights. We predicted it, prognosticated it, and a little hyperbole. You know what I mean? But not that what the hyperbole became reality. It sure wasn't hyperbole anymore. It was real. And y'all all bear witness to that. This show here at this Packard Music Hall was SKD, that's in the vernacular of the ghetto, something kind of different. They rose to the heights of undistinguished, unknown, indescribable. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy and delighted, as I know the people of the world are, and we imitate and emulate the song, Give the People What They Want. And so what they said is, when is the next one? And that's what we're here for tonight, to be able to demonstrate to you and to tell you that we're going to be fighting anybody and everybody. And all of these fighters will return in one category or another because they demonstrated their attitude, and a man's attitude says it dictates what he can be and what he won't be. A woman's attitude, the same thing. And so what it is, you can be what you want to be. If you believe in it enough to have faith in God, have the determination, give the hard work that's due, you can be what you want to be. And that's what makes America so great, because there's opportunity in the land of opportunity. You know what I mean? And so that's what we're here for. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see greatness again return to glory. You know what I mean? The opportunity is the star of glory. You know what I mean? That gives you yesterday's nobody's, tomorrow's somebody's. So we want to become household words in every kitchen, in every bathroom, wherever you go. You know, you'll be combing your hair. You know, when you'll be imitating that champion, his name become a household word. And that's what I want to see happen again. And that's what we're going to do. With these fighters, they're going to continue to rise and rise the heights hitherto unknown. You know, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough to stop them from being champion. All right. All right.
After each and every time after any fight, people always having something to say. You know, people who was expecting, I don't know what, but this is boxing. We box. And then we box Thabiso. We show him then we can box. And I beat him properly.
Obviously, you just said a few minutes ago that Canelo made a mistake by calling you out. You'll want to knock him out. How for certain do you feel that would happen if
Canelo is making a big mistake if he come up to cruiserweight. Canelo is not a cruiserweight. But if he think he can fight knock out a cruiserweight, Ilunga Makabu is making a big mistake. And then I'm waiting for him. I'm ready for the fight, and I want it to happen. Let's go, Canelo. I'm a champion. I'm still. And my trainer and my manager, they got something to do. They work on business. Me, I don't have any problem to fight anybody. I fight anyone I meet on my way in the road. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm Kristal, Hart reporting from Packard Music Hall. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fights.